And there you have it, the first night of the 2026 Conservative National Convention wrapping up here in Calgary. You heard there the two MCs throughout this next 3 days, Stephanie Kuzi, as well as PPH was referred to, as he was referred to by Melissa Landsman, Pierre Paulus. Again, the MCs for this evening and for the next couple of days. You're watching special coverage as we launch it here on CPAC. I'm Michael Serapio. Thank you for being here.
Bien sûr, maintenant, l'attention se tourne à demain et le discours du chef Pierre Poilievre. Joël-Denis, je vais vous poser la question à savoir comment est-ce que vous attendez à ce que M. Poilievre se présente demain dans ce moment si important?
D'abord, avant tout, il doit parler à la base, si on le sait, pour pouvoir remporter son pari, c'est-à-dire un vote de confiance acceptable qui va lui permettre de naviguer encore comme chef du Parti conservateur. Mais moi, je pense qu'on sait que M. Poilievre est un féru de l'histoire. Il aime l'histoire. Et s'il veut un peu redonner un souffle à son poste de chef de l'opposition officielle et chef du Parti conservateur, je pense qu'il doit revenir vers l'histoire, s'inspirer d'un premier ministre qui a fondé le pays, John A. Macdonald, endosser les habits de John A. Macdonald. One policy, one country, one flag. Et parce que le contexte actuel fait en sorte que le parti qui a plus de succès à l'échelle nationale, à mon sens, c'est celui qui fait appel le plus au nationalisme canadien.
Qui est plus rassembleur.
Voilà, nationalisme canadien parce qu'on fait face à une menace venant de l'extérieur des États-Unis. Et donc, M. Poilievre a eu la difficulté à trouver sa place dans ce débat, dans ce contexte. Pas les libéraux qui se sont toujours ralliés autour du drapeau. Si M. Poilievre veut pouvoir parler, pivoter et plaider pour une deuxième chance auprès de l'électeur canadien, je pense que ça passe par un discours plus nationaliste de sa part qui vise justement à contrer les menaces de Donald Trump.
Yeah, Stephanie, you're nodding your head at what we just heard from Joël-Denis. You agree with that?
I'm thinking about how, remember early days, Mr. Poilievre, everything's Canada was broken, Canada was broken, Canada was broken. And one of the strengths that the Liberals maintained for themselves at that time was saying, hey, wait a second. You know, this is a good country. We're good people. We have good things. It's that message of hope that we know Mr. Poilievre has been trying to emphasize a little bit more. But I think in the speakers we just had now, you had an absolute preview of the arc of the address that Mr. Poilievre is going to give before the leadership, right? It's going to be to talk about their strengths, picking up ridings like the one in Newfoundland and Labrador that we heard from the MP there. You're going to hear about his outreach to communities that are affected by specific criminal justice issues. We heard that from Arpan Khanna. And then you're going to get to Aaron Gunn, where Aaron Gunn was talking about that arc of history, and he was talking about workers and uniting the country, rallying around the flag. I absolutely agree with JD that nationalism is the order of the day right now. Think of the Prime Minister sitting with all of the premiers. Yep. Mm-hmm. And Canadians, I think both the base of the party, shall we say, and Canadians writ large need to be able to mentally replace the image of Mr. Carney with Mr. Poilievre at that table of the premiers. And they can only do that if Mr. Poilievre can speak to that and see how, emphasize where he thinks Canada is going. Not where it's been, necessarily, but where he thinks it's going.
Yeah, and to that, of course, Donald Trump raises his voice again today, once again, threatening new tariffs against industries in this country, in particular Bombardier and planes. So that is the specter for the Conservatives, because every time Donald Trump was raised through the campaign, that helped Mark Carney, not Pierre Poilievre, and the Conservative campaign. Listen, again, this is night one. I just want to quickly go down the row, including with my co-host Marc-André. What are you watching out for? What do you think people should be focused on tomorrow and the days ahead?
Moi, je pense certainement demain, ce qui m'intéresse, c'est ce que Joël-Denis et Steph parlaient, c'est justement le ton que M. Poilievre va adopter, parce qu'on sait, selon ce dernier sondage d'Abacus Data, il y a quand même 14% de conservateurs accessibles que les conservateurs peuvent aller chercher. On a une idée de ce qu'ils veulent voir de M. Poilievre. Ils veulent un ton plus respectueux, plus mesuré, l'accent sur les enjeux de l'abordabilité, plus de coopération. Et donc, je vais chercher à voir si dans ce discours, c'est reflété, parce qu'on sait que Steph le mentionnait tantôt, sa base aime quand il prend la ligne dure, mais il doit vraiment aller chercher ces deux publics, et donc c'est ce que je vais surveiller.
Steph?
Yeah, I'm definitely, it's a hard thing for people to necessarily pick up on now. I want to see how the delegates here respond to what he says tomorrow. Yeah. Right? What is it? Does it get them in the feels, to borrow an expression? I don't find the energy here particularly over the top, right? I know that the party is trying very hard to make this almost a revival, which is to say, hey, we made it through. Like, we're not destroyed. Everything is not lost. Let's get together. I'm not picking up that energy right now. It seems a bit I'm not sure, and we'll see how that goes after the speech, and if the speech is the rallying thing for, both for the party, but if he can break through and reach Canadians also.
Okay. Joël-Denis, pour vous?
Moi, je vais surveiller si M. Poilievre va parler de l'unité canadienne. On sait aujourd'hui que l'Alberta est dans la mire peut-être de Donald Trump, donc il y a un appel à l'unité canadienne, mais aussi l'unité de ses troupes. M. Poilievre a perdu 2 députés avant Noël. Est-ce qu'il pourrait perdre d'autres députés au profit des libéraux? Donc, il y a un appel à l'unité qui doit être fait autant sur le plan du pays, mais aussi au sein de son propre parti. Et d'ailleurs, Mme Landsman en a mentionné, disant que les libéraux tentent de propager l'idée que les conservateurs sont désunis, qui pourraient perdre aux députés. Donc, il y a un appel à l'unité qui doit être soutenu, précis, et qui vise ses propres troupes, mais aussi un appel qui vise l'unité du pays.
And, you know, I'm going to say, and those are all great answers, but the one thing I'm actually also watching out for, you know, purely logistical, because they've not actually laid out a timeline as to when we're going to know the results of the vote tomorrow evening. The speech is late, Calgary time. It's late, certainly, as you go east of Calgary. So it could be in the early morning hours that the results are released. Will that be through a paper release, through email? I don't know. But it certainly does set up Saturday and the kinds of discussions we're going to have about Pierre Poilievre's ability to navigate. And as you were alluding to earlier, Joël-Denis, where do we go come Monday, right? So I think all of that is on to be watching for. Listen, Steph Levitz from the Globe and Mail, Joël-Denis Bellavance from La Presse, thank you. We're going to bug you for the next few days, so don't go too far.